Trendon Watford, LSU forward, a member of the 2020 All-SEC freshman team, announced on Sunday that he will enter the 2020 NBA draft. Watford's current plans are to retain his eligibility as he goes through the NBA evaluation process. Watford announced his decision earlier on Sunday on his Twitter feed. Coach Will Wade was quoted in saying to LSUsports.net, "We're excited to support Trendon as he goes through the NBA draft process. Trendon has had an outstanding freshman campaign for LSU, showing great versatility and improvement as the season went on. His play helped us to a second straight 20-win season at LSU and second-place finish in the SEC." Watford's out of Birmingham, Alabama. He played one season for the Tigers, averaged 13-7. And as we said, he was named to the All-SEC freshman team.
Yeah, shout out to Trendon Watford, man. Gonna test the waters, keeping his eligibility open, depending on how this whole process goes. But we'll talk about it more coming up at 7:15. Did he make the right decision? Also hear from himself later in the show.
Posted 5 double-doubles as a freshman. We'll talk to Watford about the process coming up at 8:30 this morning on Off the Bench. Saints quarterback Drew Brees has agreed to join NBC Sports as a football analyst when he's done playing, according to the New York Post. Brees, who's 41 years old, has not announced when he plans to retire. He plans to play the 2020 season after signing a 2-year, $50 million contract extension with the Saints last month. An NBC spokesman would not confirm an agreement with Brees when contacted by ESPN.
Yeah, kind of crazy. It feels pretty early to be agreeing to these things, but it just shows you how competitive the analyst space has gotten. Tony Romo jacking up the prices for everyone.
Doing some of the reading on this, it looks like that the networks are trying to get out in front of the negotiations with the NFL because a lot of the TV contracts are either coming up this year or next year.
Yeah.
And in negotiation, they want to have the power of the talent when they go to the table. And there was a big push. That was there was a big push for Peyton Manning. Monday Night Football with ESPN. Brees was in negotiation with ESPN and NBC. Disney keeps swinging and missing.
ESPN can't figure out what they want for Monday Night Football. I got to imagine that the price tag on a guy like Brees starts at $10 million in this post-Tony Romo contract era where he's going to be making, I think, is it 16 or 17 a year? I'll look up the exact numbers again, but just wild times, man. Shout out to NBC. If this news ends up being true, I think once Drew Brees commits to that, he'll bring that same obsessive drive that he does to football, and he'll probably be really successful. Shout out to my guy Charles Davis, though. We interviewed him Friday on Hester's show. He's like the most gracious guy in the world, but he is going to be replacing Dan Fouts on CBS. So Fouts is CBS's number 2 guy. Davis was Fox's number 2 guy. CBS probably threw our guy a little extra.
I like Charles Davis, man.
Love him.
On the air.
I mean, on the air, he's the most polished, gracious individual. He made me feel like we knew each other forever. Yeah, I asked him about Jeremy Pruitt and old Tennessee.
What did he say?
He said it felt very good to beat Vanderbilt. That they were all kind of that's how bad it's gotten. That they were all losing their mind because they lost to Vanderbilt 3 years in a row, and so he was like, yeah, look, last year was good, 7 in a row, beat Vandy, but now they got to start beating the Georgias, the Alabama's.
Some NBA news from the weekend. The Chicago Bulls hired away the Pelicans J.J. Polk as an assistant general manager. Sources say further revamping their front office. Polk, who has spent the last 10 seasons working with the Pelicans, including the last 7 as the executive director of basketball administration. You see the Pelicans Twitter opened up some questions for Swin Cash. First in line, your boy, Jordy Collada last night.
Come on air?
Yep. Hey, Swin, we'd like to get you on OTB_ESPN. What's the process?
They have been doing a lot of good community outreach during this NBA downturn. If you follow David Griffin on Twitter, you can find it, or if you've just been watching. But during a lot of the replays of this game, he's been live tweeting it, doing live videos with commentary. So, yeah, if you like behind-the-scenes NBA stuff, the Pelicans have actually done quite a good job of bringing that to you.
Poor little out for the XFL. Didn't make it through the weekend. Only 20 games for the XFL. Yeah. Suspended operations Friday morning, and multiple sources told ESPN that the league has laid off nearly half of its staff. A handful of executives remain employed and currently has no plans to return in 2021. The XFL, who is owned by WWE CEO President Vince McMahon and Alpha Entertainment, in a statement said, the WWE said, Given the uncertainty of the current environment, the XFL has suspended operations and is evaluating the next steps.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer. There were some real communities that had developed around this. I mean, the D.C. scene was awesome. Yeah. St. Louis, 40,000 plus each game, selling out the lower bowl. New York scene was not good. No.
I think what you mean is the Houston scene, the one where we were winning all the games.
I don't remember Houston's scene. Houston was definitely the best team. For sure.
Selling our games, winning all the games.
If you had the Alliance playing more games in the XFL, you're collecting this morning, though.
It feels weird to be going out on top like this. You know?
I mean, I just,
anti-Mississippi State stance, huh?
I really do feel bad for the St. Louis people, though, and not just because I'm a Battlehawks fan, but y'all remember seeing those videos. St. Louis.
I feel great for the Dallas crowd.
And they no longer have to watch
Get
that
this
trash.
renegade crap out of here.
No, but St. Louis was loving it. They were 2 middle fingers to the NFL. Look at us now. We got football back. Screw you, Kroenke. And man, Vince McMahon at this point has just got to feel like the XFL is cursed because this wasn't even through any fault of their own. They did everything correctly. They put out a great product, all things considered. And in the end, like so many other businesses, they just got screwed over by no fault of their own.